Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code, give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night. Engines screaming, fists up tight. Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code, give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. Why not one racing? Say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some. Hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, Discord popping. Somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1 chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. Why not one racing? Say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, three wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me off, I won't lift, that'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line, chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space, net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat, who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck, some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute, somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me off, I won't lift, that'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line, chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night. Engines screaming, fists up tight. Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody...
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the 191 Motorsports as we are here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's not just a regular race here tonight. It is race number 11, but it is also throwback night, and we get to see some old school paint schemes. Definitely looking forward to checking out all the different cars out there, what they got out there. Certainly some that have already caught my eye for sure, and I'm sure some will catch your eye out there in Sierra Nation as well. Carl, we're joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, get to see some paint schemes that bring us back to times when we probably enjoyed watching a little NASCAR.
Yeah, some crazy ones out there. I'll get a chance to get by those here shortly. Make some slight adjustments, or everybody's going to be looking out my left window.
In the meantime, we're going to get, as soon as I can find Douglas Ivey, we'll get him in here for his pre-race interview. But as it stands, we got 125 laps here on tap tonight. Again, race number 11 and the first race of the last 4 here, all under the lights as we got tonight at Charlotte. And then in August, we'll have Homestead, Daytona, and the season finale at Las Vegas. As it stands right now, Mike Casey is your points leader by 32 points over Michael Rakes. Just been, model consistency as usual. Average finish this season of 5th place is not a bad thing to be this late in the season. Michael Rakes there in second. Billy Rickett, Zane Bierman, and Andrew Jones, your top 5. Then you got Matthew Jordan, Travis Noble, Paul Helms, Tony Brennan, and Hezzy Hardy for your top 10. Technically, actually, Stephen Harris and Douglas Ivey also tied for 10th place with 229 points. But either way, looking forward to a good one here tonight, and still waiting to see if Douglas Ivey is going to hop in here. There we go. He's down in the waiting room, so we'll go ahead and bring him in right now. And we got Douglas Ivey here in the booth. Doug, we're here at Charlotte. We got a little throwback action here tonight, and looking forward to it. How do you feel about the car here tonight?
I feel good. I'm pretty decent at this track, as long as I don't burn my tires up, which is usually what happens. And don't try and push it too hard too early and somehow get some kind of wheel damage or whatnot that kind of puts me behind, because at this place it's more of a super speedway Atlanta style in these cars, so once you get behind, it's kind of gets a little hectic in the back.
So obviously qualifying up front here right now, as it stands, you're up there on the front row. Qualifying doesn't seem like it's been an issue. You get pretty decent qualifying efforts so far this season, averaging an 8th place start. It's just the race and the finish and trying to get those finishes. What's it going to take to kind of knock down these drivers? It seems like week in and week out, there's one or two more talented drivers that kind of join here and makes it even tougher for you guys.
Yeah, I think mine is mainly just luck. I'm in another Gen 6 league, and it's the same thing. I can run up front and then all of a sudden get caught up into something and I'm done for, or have enough damage where I can't make a push back to the front. So usually it's no luck on my side is what's going on. So
yeah, that's unfortunately sometimes what it comes down to. Whether it's a completely green flag race, whether it's a bunch of cautions, even the fastest car in pit strategy screws you over. You just have to be at the right spot at the right time. Well, we wish you luck out there tonight. Hopefully you can keep that thing on that front row in regards to getting yourself an interview here at the end of the race as well. But before we let you go right now, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Just shout out to my family and everybody out there watching. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the sponsors and 191. So I appreciate everything.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck out there. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you after the race.
All right. Thank you, man.
That is driver of the 33, Douglas Ivy, as he's going to be starting up there towards the front. And it looks like we are just about done with qualifying. Yeah, we're done with qualifying now. So, Jimmy, are you all set up? You want me to give the rundown of the order, or are you ready to go?
Nah, I'm good. Everything's good to go now. We're facing forward now. No more looking out the right or left window of my car. I mean, it would be very interesting what I see, obviously with the multiple monitors, but we're not going to do that here tonight. We'll let everybody see the main picture here as normal and go down the starting order here for tonight. It's going to be Jason Crispin on the pole with Douglas Ivy on the outside, Zach here in P number 3 with Chris Milton. And then we got Billy Rickett back on row number 3 with Zane Barron, Matthew Jordan, and Jorge Ledesma on row number 4. Bryson Anderson and Levi Poland make up row number 5. Row number 6, Paul Helms and Travis Noble. Michael Rakes coming in on row number 7 with Tanner McAllister. Robbie Miner out there on row number 8 with Thomas Osborne. Dale Garner Jr. with Richard Hartman on row number 9. Back on row number 10 and the rest of the field was going to be Tony Brennan and Scott Henderson. Ken Newell and Steve Harris back there in row number 11. Row number 12, James Jones with Izzy Hardy, and then Shane Wheelman and Andrew Jones on row number 13. And on that 14th row, Wade Inyard bringing up the back of the pack. Carl, looks like we're missing somebody out here. Missing the 6.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. I mean, I know it's kind of vacation seasoning right now. Seasoning. I guess I'm hungry. But no, it's vacation season. But yeah, I mean, he is leading the point standings, and we have said multiple times now, you won yourself a championship by sleeping through a race. So maybe that's what he's going for, an absolute championship. And we definitely need to patent it or to get a trademark on that saying or whatever we need to do. But either way, looking forward to the racing out here. You see the Douglas Ivy paint scheme out there, definitely a throwback paint scheme there with the mom and pops on the car right there. Good looking paint scheme, but it's Jason Crispin that's going to be on the pole here tonight, as mentioned, and he is certainly one to keep an eye on, to watch, as he is looking to crack through and finally get his first win of the season. We've seen last week it was Levi Poland finally getting through and getting his first win of the season, and looking to maybe go back to back, but starting backside of the top 10 so far here tonight. But I want to send a shout out and a thanks to everyone out there in Sierra Nation for tuning in. Obviously, Renee, Barry, the usual suspects out there, but plenty of others out there. Let us know who your favorite driver is. I know we got some fans of Shane Wheelan out there. Looks like Bryce he likes Zach, doesn't like Kenny. So we'll try and show Zach a little bit more than Kenny here tonight. But it's time to show the green flag here at Charlotte. We are racing here 125 laps.
Yeah, Douglas Ivy getting a fantastic start on the outside. Going to jump out to the front there, and obviously talking to him, and it's easy to overdrive these cars and kind of put you in a situation where you're burning up your tires. And obviously, you want to get out front. It's not a super easy track to pass on. There's a few corners that you tend to do a little better than others, but 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Zay Bierman on the outside. Oh, I got some.
That's not going to work out too well.
That's not going to be the way they want to start things. As Crispin goes for a ride, and a bunch of others going down to the inside, 91 to 64.
Still piling in there.
53 going for a ride. Yeah, this is not what you want to see. I got Levi Poland, Jason Crispin, Richard Hartman, Zane Bierman, Matthew Scruffy Jr., Paul Helms, Steve Harris, Robbie Miner, Heath Hardy, Wade Inyard. A lot of drivers being here involved. Only as they start or they cross that start-finish line for lap number 2. So definitely gonna have to go back here and see kind of what happened. But it was the 3 wide action. But you can see right there as it started getting going. I think some net code involved. But go up there with the number 98, says Crispin, and you can see him down the inside here. And we'll slow-mo this thing here and just you know, obviously 3 wide looked okay going down through the tri-oval, and then right there is the
net code there,
and then net code right there.
And 98, and then more net code, and that's you hate to see it. Yeah, but you have to kind of expect it. You have to expect, especially in the beginning here, when everybody's grouped together, you're going past the crowds for the first time. It can be a little tough on the servers, and you got to expect these incidents here with netcode in the beginning of the race for sure, and especially with these older cars here. You know, we've seen it now multiple times. I don't know if iRacing hasn't updated the bubble around these cars, if you will, and unfortunately, just a ton of cars as the 53 gets sent up and over Levi Poland on this one. But Jimmy, I think the list is probably smaller for who didn't get involved and get some kind of incident on that one. A lot of meatballs out there, a lot of drivers into the pits to get a fast repair, and that's it for some of these guys. I mean, that's it. One fast repair and you're done for the night. So don't get involved in another one. But it's very few and far that we see the big one at Charlotte, especially here on lap number 1, and it's not the way you want to start the night for a lot of these drivers.
Nah, I mean, that was lap 2 of 125. I mean, it's going to be a long night for some of these drivers. I mean, you do have the fast repairs, so they were able to kind of come in and get there. I don't see anybody towing, so obviously meatballs are gone, and a few drivers, in for, to get the fast repair completed here. But, maybe tiptoeing for the rest of the race. There's not going to be a time where they're like, oh, well, okay, it happened, so they're going to be a little more defensive. And you can see you got, 10 drivers in the back. They're going to be all kind of on eggshells here for quite some time, and they might change up their driving style here early and give some of the drivers up front the opportunity to get up there, run up front, lead some laps here at Charlotte. But yeah, tough break for those drivers involved here on the very, very early laps. But Carl, kind of think of it, if you're kind of getting into an incident, I kind of like getting involved in something early. At least gives me the opportunity, maybe another car should come out, or I can go back in and get repairs, whatever it may be. But I always hate the ones at the end, because maybe you already used the fast repair and then something happens like at lap 10. You don't have no time to battle back. You go a lap down, you're a lap down. It just is what it is. So, and that's the part that kind of stinks. But up front, it's going to be Douglas Ivey and Chris Melton there in the number 49, the outside, and then Jorge Ledesma on row number 2. Billy Rickett getting through the mayhem here, so the 7 looking to get a great finish, especially with the 6 not here. Zach Pierre up there in 5th, down a couple spots. Travis Noble is going to be a pretty big mover there, but a couple of drivers obviously making their way up through the field pretty quickly, obviously with so many people pitting. So you got St. Wheeldon now up in P number 14, up 11 spots along with Andrew Jones and Wade Inyard, so 14, 15, 16 right there in mid-pack. But we're going to get this thing back under green as Douglas Ivey gets back on the lap pedal. It takes the field down in turn number 1.
Yeah, Ivey trying to to make it happen here from the front row, and mainly as the driver of the week here, the pre-racing race reporter here, and got a great start on the initial start, and now another good restart here. It seems like these cars can draft pretty well here in this short little distance of these straightaways, as they're all over each other here on the backstretch heading in, and we're gonna have another close call here. And it's a 70 there of Noble.
Still trying to hold on.
Yeah, I mean it is a Hot Wheels inspired paint scheme right there for sure, and trying to get a little off track in there as well. But Douglas Ivy leads this thing. Billy Rickett up there in second. Ledesma, Pierre, and Melton for your top 5, as still hear some drivers scraping the walls here and there, but a little bit more reserved on this restart, and hopefully they realize now, like, let's settle in now. We still got 20 laps until we get to the comp caution, but man, you see right there, definitely some damage to the back end of the 17. It looks like McAllister maybe just trying to limp that thing to the comp caution.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame people for limping it to the comp caution if they can manage at least stay on the lead lap. Best case scenario, then they can come in and take their fast repair or get some more work done. But try not to use that fast repair, that mulligan, I guess, if you want to call it that, to get them through the first 25 laps here. And it's the one caution that we know that's gonna happen. And right now you have Billy Rickett going to the high side, Douglas Ivy to kind of take the lead, and so now looking a little higher line than some of the others. I know there's many different lines through some of these corners at Charlotte, and it depends on the time of day, the type of car, how much fuel's in it, really kind of which one might work for you better. But Billy Rickett gonna ride that high line here, so as it's working for the 7 right now, and being able to get them better runs. So you see some of the scraping off the wall, and I know these cars tend to, with these standard setups, they do scrape the ground just a little bit. If we go on board later on, you'll probably hear some of the crunching and scraping from the body, scraping on the pavement. So, I mean, that could have a little bit of effect on the car if it's too much, but typically it's not too bad. I mean, it passes tech, so I guess we'll find out here how it works out for the drivers here tonight. But Billy Rickett is currently your leader over Douglas Ivy, Jorge Ledesma, Zach Pierre, and Travis Noble, your top 5.
Yeah, definitely some good looking throwback paint schemes, and some other ones that are maybe just throwback to some old cartoons. Obviously, Billy Rickett out there leading the way in the Snoopy Red Baron paint scheme. A good one out there for sure. We got we see the Hot Wheels paint scheme there on his teammates. Travis Noble, I've seen a Screw-Doo paint scheme out there. There's all kinds of fun ones out there. I mean, definitely a throwback one right there in the number 62 for Bryce Anderson, the big Kmart. I mean, I feel like it's been forever since there's been a Kmart around, but I mean, a staple of my childhood for sure. Kmart was the Walmart before Walmart, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of stores. Carl, the one day we were talking about some older stores. 83 bouncing off the wall, just getting up to 98. But holds it together there. That's Thomas Osborne in the Red Bull machine, and was able to kind of just check up and allow that car to do something. Something was slow down on the inside, maybe.
I think it was just 17 of Janet McAllister coming out of the pits. He just decided it was not fun with that back end run all around, so he came in to use that fast repair. But now we're gonna have another caution. Looks like the 70 is slow, and then I see the 44 right there of Jorge Ledesma Jr. going through the infield. So I'll take a look and see what happened here. And it looked like I couldn't tell if Jorge Ledesma Jr. was getting a little bit loose on that high side, maybe a little arrow loose from the 70 coming up there. But I mean, maybe netcode involved here again. I think it was more just the car actually getting loose on this one, but a great job by Ledesma there, saving it from going into the pits, saving it from getting any kind of damage. And as bad as the first incident was, it is a caution, but at least there's not tore up race cars on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some lawn maintenance here on this one, but definitely not many positions lost at all. We're going to slow them down one more time here, and that caution came at the end of lap number 12, and I'm sure, I don't know how the drivers. I mean, they're staying out, so obviously right now they're just worried about track position at the moment, and don't want to get anything back there. And I'm always, I know they have a comp caution here in another few laps, but I'm always one to be like, you want to take advantage of, anytime the pit lane's open. I mean, if you can hit a pit lane underneath caution, you can make a mistake, and it's not as crucial as if you made a mistake while under green. 1 second under caution extra in the pits is nothing. 1 second extra in the pits under green, that's, a quarter of the track. So, I don't know, Carl. I mean, at this point, I've seen a few people come in, Bierman, Jones, Scruffy, and Hartman, at least down in the pits right now. I mean, it could be that much of a faster pit stop too, coming down fourth comp caution, and so it's something to think about, or I would have been thinking about coming down. And I understand the drivers up front not wanting to give that spot up, hopefully stay out of any kind of commotion that might happen behind you. But the first caution was up in the front. That's why so many people were involved.
Well, I think that's the concern, the trouble that some of the drivers have as far as coming in under caution right now. Would it be nice to come in and top off on fuel? Sure. You don't really want to take tires. It's still way too early for that. They only got 4 sets of tires for the race, so you don't want to necessarily take tires this early in the race, especially the fact that there haven't been that many green flag laps. But it's the fact of getting buried a little bit further back in the field, losing that track position. If you're midfield and you already don't feel comfortable, yeah, probably not be a bad idea to come in there and kind of follow yourself to the back and almost, do a Talladega style where you just fall to the back, let everyone get away from you in the beginning, because again, in 10 laps, we're going to have a comp caution. So even if you fall back from the field 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds, you'll be fine. You're going to catch right back up at the comp caution anyway, and maybe that's a chance right there where if you're deciding to take tires, I'm sure you will, but if you don't and you want to just top off on fuel, you're going to need less fuel than everybody else, and you can maybe get some track position back. But either way, we're going to double these drivers back up here and get another restart here. It's going to be Billy Rickett this time leading them to the green flag. See another paint scheme out there that's definitely a throwback, and that is the 62 of Bryce, not the 62 of Bryce Anderson. It was the 72 of Scott Henderson. Regardless of what Renee has to say about it, I'm sure she's got some kind of comment about it. But Circuit City, that's another one to me. That is definitely a throwback. I remember a lot of times going to Circuit City, and
the first place you go get in debt and ruin your credit.
Exactly. Yeah, but it was, to me, just like Kmart was the Walmart before Walmart. I feel like Circuit City was kind of the Best Buy before Best Buy.
Yeah, that was definitely a place you can get yourself in trouble. They had all the fun stuff, and you can put it on, and you can put it on your credit. It definitely was a big thing, obviously, in the mid-late 90s, and shopped there. But you know what, Carl? I never bought anything there.
Yeah, I mean, little things, like games or something like that. I feel like I might have got there. I don't think I ever got any kind of PCs or any kind of cameras or anything like that you would think about from there. But I kind of see a little bit of a theme there. I mean, I know Kmart was huge when it comes to layaway. You get stuff and you can put it on layaway and pay it off, and then Circuit City with the credit. And both of them are out of business. So I guess go figure. Business models. But either way, back to racing here, and again, less than 10 laps to go until our comp caution here tonight. Rickett, Ivy, Pierre, Rakes, and Anderson right now in your top 5. But you see, it's still a mighty race. These drivers not getting too much of a chance in their early going here to get some racing in. So even though it's still caution looming on the near horizon here, they want to try and move up some position. But I don't know, it just seems like the track is driving a little bit tighter, a little bit more constricting here tonight when these cars are coming off the corners, especially off of turn 4. It seems like everything is really funneled in there, and any little mistake and it's going to be a wreck.
Yeah, turn 4, is typically the one you're coming down that back stretch. You got all that momentum, and you're trying to find the line, and it gets tight there, right? Because that's what pit entry is as well, and everybody wants to kind of guide up to the wall or hug down to the ground or the apron, the ground. Anyways, when you get down there, it's you're burning up your tires, and as the race goes on, you'll find yourself, starting to drift out anyway. So it's really just backing up the corner, but you see some tapping the wall there by Crispin, and obviously another good qualifying run here, but finds himself kind of in the middle of the pack, so has to take his time getting through here. Is riding on board here with Zach Gear for a minute, and just kind of going out there, heading down to turn number 1, and you can drive into turn number 1 pretty hot and heavy here, especially with some newer tires. But we're on lap number 20 of 125, so that cop caution just right around the corner with Billy Rickett as the leader.
I know it's been quite a bit of races with Billy Rickett and Mike Casey going at each other. It was 6-7 or 7-6 for pretty much every race. I guess if you add Doug Ivy's numbers together, you get 6 right there, so at least you get 7-6 right now at the front of the field. But Chris Melton now moves himself up into 3rd place. Biggest mover of the race here so far. Shane Wheeldon up 17 spots after starting back in 25th position. Clearly picking off some of the spots from the early incident that he didn't get involved in, and then not coming into pits, things like that. So he's got the old school Home Depot rigid machine moving up through the field, up into the top 10 right now as we near the Cup caution here tonight. And we got at the 31 there, Dale Garner Jr. up into the wall, scraping a little bit. These drivers are maybe struggling a little bit here tonight under the lights. I know we've had so many races lately in a row under the sun. We had 3 day races in a row at Auto Club Talladega and Pocono. Maybe the cooler temperatures here at night kind of catching these drivers off guard a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just a little too much grip. Obviously this is 17th and getting by Wade there, moving him up to the field, but to try and get some spots back as he's a lap down at the moment, and trying to work his way there to at least get back on the lead lap. So he needs to stay in front of Scuffy Jordan. Scuffy Jordan on the backstretch here, so got some work to do. Obviously, some of these drivers.
He's playing it safe.
yeah, just like I'm good. Like I'm 1 lap down. That's enough right at the moment. Another caution is going to happen. These drivers might be a little crazy here tonight, and you can see the battle going on here. Easy Hardy in the GoDaddy machine as he battled right there behind, or next to Jorge Ledesma, number 44 and a 27 is Zach here. So, there's some good racing going on here, right before the Cup caution.
The Cup caution should be flying here momentarily as Billy Rickett should lead him to that Cup caution. And it looks like we just lost Levi Poland through internet connection issues, as I just seen that. Wait, let me just double check it. Yeah, unfortunately he dropped with packet loss. Looks like he's joining back in here. We'll see if he gets some of his laps back or all of his laps back. I know they occasionally do that if there's some kind of computer issues or anything like that. So we'll see if that's the case here. That's definitely not how Levi wanted to have it after finally cracking through and getting a win last week. But Cup caution is out, and I believe right before the Cup caution came out there, Douglas Ivy was able to pass Billy Rickett to take back over the lead.
Yeah, he was able to just edge out Billy there for that spot, but obviously not going to matter too much. It's super early on, still got plenty of racing left here tonight, and this is going to bring them back together one more time, but allow the drivers to fill up on fuel and tires if they want them, and make those decisions here as we're on just pretty much the beginning of the race. So, always these first 25 laps, as we get some good racing, sometimes is pretty much a warm up. Basically like everybody when they're practicing, sometimes they'll gather in the pits and kind of come out at once, and this here just kind of lets everybody get a reset. So it's like your freebie. No matter how slow you were or how bad the car was, you can get out there and try to stay out there. But some of these drivers are going to stay out there. I see
17 I think is going to get the wave round here as a lucky dog. Mm-hmm. And then I thought I did see 1 or 2 others staying out there. I could be wrong because I don't see them right now. That looks like everybody else is going to come into the pits here. So Cup caution is out. Yeah, Levi hopefully going to get some or all of his laps back as we see some battles off a pit lane here. And it looks like Douglas Ivy is just going to edge out Billy Rickett there at the front. Chris Melton in third. Michael Rakes, Bryce Anderson for your top 5, then Travis Noble, Shane Wheeldon, Jason Crispin, Dale Garner Jr., and Zach Peter for your top 10. You see right there Levi Pullen going around the outside to get at least one lap back, and we'll see if he gets himself back on that lead lap. But I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already, and get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer by hitting that subscribe, as we are back in action here for another week. We'll have the Core O'Reilly Series on Tuesday, the doubleheader with CSRL and Pit Road Speed Limit Racing on Wednesday, and then Thursday VVR and Core GT doubleheader. As it's a jam-packed week as usual, but starting off as usual right here with 191 Motorsports. Want to thank the sponsors here for the series: Kim's Cups and More, One Vision EMS and Transports, and Beyond the Edge.
Lights are off on the pace car, so they'll be doubling up here for one more lap. Seems we're ready to go back to green here next time by. So yeah, just looking forward to seeing what everybody's going out there. See, we have, and always have Renee and Barry, Mustang Cobra Boy, Spider Bones as out there as normal as well. Seems to be a trend of the same people chatting it up, and I appreciate that very much. Ada Lop back there, 1108. And let's see who else. Somebody I reckon. And a long list. Jeff, TV Racer, Brenda, of course, Renee. See if there's anybody new.
Not sure about HD Kent Cobb written on the number 19 out there of Ken Ewell. Whether that's I believe it's the only Ken out there, so I don't know if that's who Bryce doesn't want to root for and says that Kenny sucks or Kenny stinks. Sorry, maybe it doesn't suck. It just stinks. It's just a little bit, but either way, we're going to get this thing back under green flag conditions. No more schedule cautions. This time, it's time to go green flag racing. Hopefully keep this thing green for the last 90-plus laps of this race. Good restart at the front of the field, still side by side with the 7 and the 33 out front. Rickett just going to get the edge on the backstretch, having that high line and get a good run through 1 and 2. And you see right there, Ivy trying to battle with Michael Rakes, another driver that's really kind of been, making some noise in a lot of leagues that we broadcast here on CRN, whether it's here in 191. In the Core O'Reilly series, like even in the Core GT series, he's thrown his name in the ring in a bunch of different spots. And you can say the same thing about Zane Bierman. Now for Zane, I don't want to show him too much, and I talked to him about it the other night on Friday night when I raced with him. I feel like whenever we broadcast Zane's races, it doesn't go well. Whenever we don't, it seems like it's going well. And in the Core GT series right now, I think he's got like 2 or 3 class wins. Are we the jinx, Jimmy? Do we owe Zane a formal apology, or is it just a sucks to suck kind of situation?
I mean, if I'm Zane's biggest competitor up in the booth, I mean, he might have some bigger problems in the car than I think.
Field really spread out here. Not sure if there's an incident. It looks like there might have been an incident because I see Thomas Osborne and Wade Enyart with meatballs. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything that happened, but clearly something happened and really spread out this field right now. As Enyart going to come down into the pits, you see, looking out from the windshield of Zane Bierman, there was Levi Pullen trying to make his way around some of the drivers, as he is. He did get a lap back, but he's still 1 lap down, along with Matthew Jordan, both 1 lap down right now. And then Richard Hartman is back there 12 laps down, as the rest of the field were on the lead lap. But now Wade Enyart obviously going to go down a lap, and now we see Thomas Osborne bringing in the 83 to take care of his meatball as well. Hopefully he's got a faster pair to take care of it. But out front, it is Billy Rickett, not able to stretch out at all, and that's one thing. Again, I mentioned earlier, the draft seems like it's really potent here tonight, and it's keeping this field grouped up together. You see the 70 there of Travis Noble trying to get up there and join his teammate as he's up there now in a third. He's up 9 spots after starting back there in 12th. So good run through the field for the Hot Wheels inspired paint scheme there on the number 70. But Billy Rickett leads. Michael Rakes is the meat in the expired Motorsports sandwich right now. Jason Chrisman hanging on back up there now in 4th. Douglas Ivey slipped back to 5th. Chris Melton, Bryson Anderson, Zach Peer, Shane Wheeldon, and Dale Garner Jr. for your top 10. As you see, some drivers still having trouble coming off that turn 4 and scraping that wall.
He got there quick. And some are a lot better at judging that wall than others, and that's really knowing kind of like how wide your car is. And I know not everybody has the ability or the opportunity to run triple monitors, whether it's space limited and where your sim is at, or just grab your computer can't handle it. But definitely beneficial. I never really thought about what I would do without my triples. I've had them so long now, so it's kind of like natural, just kind of look over like you're in a car. But even with like VR, you have to turn your head, because the FOV isn't as great, and to kind of see outside your window who's alongside or where the wall's at does help, with the immersion aspect of sim racing. So I know a lot of drivers, that's what they shoot for, is having the best immersion. Some just want to race and have fun, and so they do it on what they got, obviously. So. But it's hard to kind of judge the width of these cars sometimes, especially when you can't see the whole front end. So I really applaud those that run single monitor and have the ability to run the wall the way they do. But right now it is all Michael Rakes out front, and he has snagged the lead off of Billy Rickett. Travis Noble there, and the inside looking to take the second off of Billy. And Jason Crispin joining the fray up front again. So number 98 trying to get back up there. Just can't quite. He's still trying to get that number 98 cracked to that first spot.
Yeah, and you mentioned about kind of the awareness. That to me, that's one of the biggest things that a lot of newer drivers especially need to work on. But even some seasoned vets is awareness. I mean, you should be aware enough of your driving conditions by looking at looking at your relative, knowing how you came off the corner, keeping an eye on the relative and your mirrors and things like that. You should be aware enough that all you need is a single monitor. Now, of course, having triples, having VR 100% helps, and it definitely gives you a lot more spatial awareness of what's going on. But even without all the tools, you need to, as a driver, have at least some sort of awareness of what's going on, and knowing if you come off the corner a little bit loose or tight, knowing that car was right behind you, and you may not be able to drift down out of the corner or come up a little bit because it's still side by side. Clearly there's a lot of different tools, whether it's crew chief or eye overlays, and there's a lot of different things that can help help you do things that drivers don't have in real life. I mean, they have a spotter to try and help them out, but even spotters are only so good because they're looking through binoculars most of the time, and they can only see so much. So as a driver, you need to have some kind of intuition, and again, spatial awareness is 100% a thing that is needed here, especially on ovals, especially when it's packed in tight like this. On road, maybe I don't really want to say less so on road, because there you need spatial awareness for multi-class sometimes, or other cars in your class dive bombing you, and even track awareness of where you can drift out, where you need to turn in, and where you need to do your braking and acceleration. It's a lot more than just driving around a track like the old days of on Nintendo, where you just hit the left to turn around a corner and that's it. It's a little bit more involved right now, especially here on iRacing. But Chris Melton is your new leader out front. Michael Rakes still hanging up there in second place. Billy Rickett fell back here to third, but he's got his teammate now, Travis Noble, right behind him. Jason Chrisman hanging on inside that top 5 as well.
Yeah, what you're all seeing on the screen right now is obviously in the cockpit, and obviously we're going to get a caution here. But if I just hit a button here and click to my left, that's what I see out my triple monitors, so I can see off to my left-hand side, and then obviously the right, you can see the wall, and that's what I see on my right side. So obviously just able to, most drivers can set up buttons like that where you can quick look, but let's go look at what happened here on lap number 43. It does look like Dale Gardner Jr., Bryson Anderson, Shane Wheelton, Scott Henderson, maybe Bryce Anderson, all kind of wrapped up into this one. So go ahead and see what happened, but it does look like the 62 bouncing off the wall here. So we're going to go ahead and go back. We'll go up to Bryson here and slow this thing down overhead as the 62 outside of the 33 of Douglas Ivy gets into the wall, bounces down, gets into Douglas Ivy. Douglas Ivy don't seem too affected. Sends the 62 back up into the wall. 31 nowhere to go, or not quite. Well, had places to go, but got into that left rear corner of the 31, and then the 20 comes in, hits the 31 pretty roughly there. And then not quite sure where what else got involved. Maybe this.
It looks like right after
right
a few involved, and then right there's a 72. Oh, almost flipping over the 62. Little break dancing action there for Bryce Anderson, and then. If you're going to break dance, you got to spin on your head a little bit. But luckily, lands that thing back on the tires, and the lack of damage that he took initially, he definitely made up for it, unfortunately, with the contact with the 72. And, well, Renee, whether you were joking or not, Henderson is wrecking, and he was involved in that wreck right there. So we're going to be under another caution here as laps are clicking away here. We had a nice little green flag run out to lap number 45 right now, but still got plenty of racing to go, so we have 80 laps to go here, and we'll see who is going to take this thing here at Charlotte. See if we get ourselves another winner again. That's one thing that's been nice so far this season is the parity that we've had, as we have two drivers, Mike Casey and Bryce Saucier, with 2 wins, neither of them out here tonight. Then you got Levi Poland, Robbie Minor, Hezzy Hardy, Zane Bierman, Billy Rickett, and Michael Rakes, all with a single win on the season. So plenty of drivers already cracking through for wins, as we have 8 different winners through 10 races. We'll see if we get number 9 here tonight, but pace car lights should be out this time by, and we'll see the field double up here and get a restart with a new leader out front, and that is Michael Rakes.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace car. They will go 2 wide as they head around the track one more time, as the drivers trying to get in position, get their wave arounds, finish pit stops up here, and get ready to go back to green here on lap number 46. And you can see some drivers electing to come in on lap number 44, Carl, and some staying out. About 10 cars, or actually 11 cars staying out that were in last at the last comp caution. So they don't want to give up too much time, but you just kind of feel that, you know, these drivers that came in, whether they had to come in or came in on choice, did they take tires? Tires are pretty big here at Charlotte, so it'd be interesting to see how that mid-pack goes. But we're going to get this thing started here very shortly as we're starting to enter turn number 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming in on that pit stop there, I think taking tires is definitely a good idea. I mean, you took them at the comp caution. Most likely, you take another set right there. You still got 2 more sets in the pits for the last 80 laps. I think it's a good idea if you came into the pits to take tires, but now it's going to get a little hectic because we're going to have a lot of cars that took tires, a lot of cars that still have those, 19 lap older tires at the front of this field. As we head back to the restart zone, we're back to green flag racing here at Charlotte.
A lot of times when those pit stops happen, a lot of people just follow the leader and then get somebody behind the leader will make a decision, and other people were thinking it too, so they just follow in. And right now, we've got a split decision here on the field, but do have a couple black flags. Zane Bierman with one and Levi Poland with another. So there it looks like those will have to be served here under the green and getting down in, but those look like they're cleared. As Daniel on top of things here, so probably knew what was going on, cleared those up. So, but we have caution again. Looks like Zane Bierman and Richard Hartman going off track, but maybe there with Chris Melton, Paul Helms, Scotty again. Let's find out.
Oh, major net code on this one, and man, that was rough on that one right there. I mean, that was a huge gap. I understand they were going 3 wide, and maybe we've seen that twice now with Chris Melton involved in 3 wide and huge net code. But I mean, that's not even close. On either of the contacts, the initial or that second little contact right there to the 49. And almost got away with it, but then gets tagged right there by the 12 late, and going to get a little damage in the back end. Nothing too crazy, but going to bring us under another caution here. And now, if you're coming in, if you didn't come in on that last one, if you come in this time, I would think you want to take some tires, but looks like a lot of the drivers towards the back of the pack coming in, whether they got some damage you want to get repaired, or maybe just top it off on fuel, because you never know when this thing decides to mess around and go green.
Those 65 there, Tony Brennan has seen some damage, but taking a fast repair and getting right back out there. That was only just a little bit of damage. Melton with nothing. Steve Harris got some damage. No, excuse me, that's James Jones. Steve Harris, yeah, he's got some damage too. He was involved. Let's see, Paul Helms, he is crabbing worse than a drunk sailor.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I know. For a while, if I forget what iteration NASCAR was, that they looked like they were crabbing down the straightaways. That's a little exaggerated right there. But it looks like, unfortunately, no fast repair here, or at least none checked here for Paul Helms, and he's going to try and get as much damage repaired under caution as possible. Major damage there to the 72 of Scott Henderson, as well as he is going to.
He checked the right finance plan.
Yep. His credit, along with his car, are wrecked right now. But Michael Rakes is your leader. Jason Chrisman, Billy Rickett, Travis Noble, and Zach Peer for your top 5. Ledesma has worked his way back up to 6th. Hardy, Ewell, Jones, McAllister for your top 10. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there in Sierra Nation for tuning in. And hopefully we'll get some green flag racing here once they take the green here. And I mean, it's still a chance. Still some time to get ourselves a green flag pit stop here. This is not the toughest, but as close as everyone is driving here tonight without anyone, kind of breaking away. If we end up stretching this thing out and then the field doesn't stretch out and we have green flag pit stops, that could get hairy.
Yeah, obviously we didn't talk about it. We typically talk about it, but Charlotte is one of probably the first tracks that a lot of oval racers will get on. Obviously being what I'm pretty sure, it was a free track at one spot in time. I don't know about these days, but it was like the first kind of track that everybody was really familiar with, and you did a lot of racing here. And if you're in like some sort of rookie series, cautions didn't happen. In the rookie series, there's no cautions. You wreck, you go down, you get repaired, you come back out, and you just go laps down just because. But no, there's obviously cautions here, so we gotta let everybody gather back up and try again. But yeah, you get here, and then as you progress through iRacing, obviously you're probably back here a few more 100 times. So most drivers that are out here have got plenty of laps here at Charlotte, and it can be tricky. You can be really good at it, or you can be terrible about it, obviously. But here tonight, the net code is what seems to be everybody's demon. But Michael Rake's going to get a good start out there, followed by Billy Rickett and Zach Pierre for your top 3. Right now, right on board with Levi Poland back in 15th.
I think right now the drivers, again, they just need to settle in here for a little bit. You know, settle in for a good 15, 20 laps. I know it's easier said than done, especially when it comes to races like this, and we have the race situation sometimes where, unfortunately, the phrase "caution breed caution" comes out. Netcode has been clearly the cause of a couple incidents here tonight, so that's got to be relayed to the drivers. It's got to be on the minds of the drivers that, you know, listen, we can go racing, we can go side by side, we can go 3 wide, but you gotta give more room than you need to. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, it's plenty wide here at Charlotte that you can go 3 wide, you can have some good racing, straightaways, corners, doesn't matter, but when netcode is coming into play, and huge amounts of netcode here tonight so far, you got to be a little worrisome about it, and you got to be smart about making those passes and making sure you're giving your competitors as much room as possible.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's always tough to tell a race car driver, like, hey, be easy. What do you mean be easy? I'm out here racing. I'm trying to get to the finish line first. You know, even if I am going around the same 2 miles, you know, 2 miles or a mile and a half, whatever Charlotte is here, to you know, get to that spot. I need to get in front of these people, but you can see up front there to be wide where we can get. Zane Bierman almost coming down in there. Tony Brennan uses that momentum to get by Zane Bierman. Zane Bierman's gonna fall back to the 16th here on that one, but probably just checking up, and yeah, he's still alive back here. But, you know, just kind of looking forward here on top from Zane's machine, and you can see the run that he gets on the outside. But, you know, when you get to this point, there's nowhere to go. So you just kind of got to ride it out and hope the opportunity becomes available for you here. And he does. He takes it on the inside, gets the run here onto the 17, tagged the wall, lost all his momentum. So now Zane behind Ken Yule. And trying to work his way up a little bit farther, so just trying to break up that top 10, and you can see the momentum Zane's getting, but can't bring the car down. He knows the inside cars are going to float up, lets off a little bit. So he's playing. Sounds right now from riding on board with Zane. It sounds, you know, where his throttle inputs. He's thinking, obviously, like, trying to take those opportunities when he can and gets those runs, and but checking up and allowing the field to kind of not get in the back of somebody. You see right there, just coming right up on the back bumper of Ken Yule, and he's going to go around here as meets the Red Bull machine, and Robbie Meyer checks up, misses him, and just kind of getting into it there with the number 83 of Thomas Osborne. So Zane gets spun around there. We'll see what happened exactly as that caution flag came out, but we'll go on and check to see what happened here with Zane.
And that one might have been some actual contact. I don't think Netco was involved in this one, but he talked about, you know, what Zane may be thinking in the car. I'm guessing what he's thinking is, Can John broadcast 191 and give Jimmy and Carl a night off? Because clearly, again, I mean, I don't know what it is.
I was just maybe talking about how good he was doing, the decision he was making.
You showed him on screen too much, Jimmy. It's just too much screen time. Too much love.
Wants to see the 55. He's repping the 191 logo on his hood. I mean, it's a bright yellow machine. Looks good out there, but yeah, I mean, if I get word from Zane that he never wants to be on the camera again, I'll take him off. But until then, he's getting put on there because I just like his driving. And like I said, he was making smart decisions until that all happened. But right now, drivers making decisions now. Pit lane, I'll go back live here, and I'll bring up the tower. And pit lane is busy. There's a lot of those drivers that maybe not been down pit lane have now come down. So Crispin, Pierre, Melton, Rick, Desmond, Noble, Jordan, Bierman, McAllister, Hardy, Miner, Jones, Ural, Harris, Wheeldon, and Jones, Helms, and Henderson all in the pit. So a lot of pit stops going on here on lap number 57 as the Deuce started lap number 58. And some of those cars that were in on lap 44 still staying out. That brings Douglas Ivey back up to the front. Tony Brennan in P number 2, Levi Poland in 3rd, and Bryson Anderson in 4th. So yeah, a little shift of the field here and pit strategies. And now, does 12 lap tires make a difference? We'll find out here to see if these top 4 can hold on to the field here. You know, this race has kind of been, you get some little bit of green flag and, you know, either net code or somebody's trying to make a move. You know, that momentum that they got and touching or net coding, whatever you want to call it here. But we're gonna get back going here shortly, but we'll still have at least one more lap as the pace car is at.
Yeah, that's what, you know, I brought up before about cautions, breeding cautions, and it's really typically the reason that happens is there's so many cautions in the beginning of the race. Drivers think, well, I don't have a lot of time to make passes. As soon as this thing goes green, I need to be aggressive. I need to get passes done because I don't know, you know, how soon the next caution is going to be coming out. So they're a lot more aggressive than they typically would be because they feel like they're, you know, that 125 lap race is maybe only going to be 60 laps green. So they're trying to get everything done as quick as possible. And unfortunately, it's usually a little bit too aggressive, and they end up being the cause of the next caution. So it's, again, it's hard, like Jimmy said, to tell drivers, race car drivers, virtually or in real life, to just settle down, settle into a rhythm. But it's really what you need to do here for a little bit, and you know, just, you know, kind of stretch this thing out and then start working through your passes. Don't try and, you know, make that heroic 2-for-1 pass on the corner. You know, if you got a run and you're not sure if there's room there or not, plan on there not being room, because if there's any kind of thought that there may not be room, there probably isn't because of netcode. So it's not worth you know, setting those crazy moves, especially still in the first half of this race, getting close to that halfway point. But back out front, it is Douglas Ivy. Tony Brennan now has moved himself up into the outside. We've seen him on the last caution there getting some repairs done. Clearly, it's worked out here. It's got him to the front right now as he'll be restarting on the outside. Douglas Ivy, though, will be the control car, and he brings it back to green.
Yeah, he goes across start finish line, and see drivers that maybe tucking out just a little bit just to make sure they don't run into their competitors. But Douglas Ivy gets a nice start there. 91 will lead by Poland down to the inside, and going to get a good start as well. Looks like Robbie Meyer coming out of pit lane, joining the field here on the back stretch. But yeah, it's looking good up front right now. A little bit of bottleneck 3 wide back here around Billy Rickett, and number 62 is going to get up a little fall. Gonna slow him down, but it looks like we're going to stay green.
Ooh, big moment there for Zach Pierre as well. That was, that didn't look like, well, it may have been fun, but I can tell you as a driver, those aren't fun. When you have those big snap loose like that coming out of the corner, and that I don't think he got contact from the 17. If he did, it was real late contact, but a great job saving it on that one as we keep this thing green for now. And while we do, we hit the halfway point here tonight. Jimmy, I think while we have a chance, while they're on the green here, let's go ahead and step aside, give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
sights and sounds here, and unfortunately a few more caution laps here for the 191 Motorsports, and more netcode coming into play here tonight. It seems like it's on a whole nother level here tonight, unfortunately, but it's left us with some different drivers all throughout the field. Jason Christman, though, was your pole sitter. He is out front. He is leading the race right now. Billy Rickett in second. Douglas Ivey, Michael Riggs, Travis Noble, your top five. It kind of seems like the same drivers we've had up there for most of the race. Looks like Hezzy Hardy just picked up a meatball flag, and I was going to head into the pits. Rest of the top 10, Jorge Ledesma Jr., Zane Bierman, Levi Poland, Tony Brennan, and Chris Melton for your top 10. As it's been racing, you see that the cars, kind of right there all on top of each other, and that's really been the problem. A lot of it, especially in the corners and on the front stretch here, the net code is just really bad. These drivers get anywhere close to each other, and you're seeing a foot, 2 foot in between the cars, and still contact is how that wasn't any kind of contact there between Noble and Bierman. I have no idea, as they were dancing around a lot going into the corner. And that's one thing we haven't really talked about with Charlotte and these cars. Going into turn number 1 can get a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, it definitely can get sketchy. Here tonight, it's just about being sketchy. It's just worried about this invisible monster out there called netcode, and trying to stay away from it. We got 45 more laps. Obviously we're past the halfway mark, and we've been out here for quite some time. And when the races get a lot of cautions, now the driver's been in the seat a while, so now you start talking about fatigue. Maybe not just physical fatigue, maybe some mental fatigue. Trying to continue to keep up with all the decisions that need to be made. Should I run high? Should I run low? Do I need fuel? Should I take tires? I mean, there's plenty of things to think about when you're in the car, besides turning left for sure. Am I clear? Am I not clear? I mean, are my tires too hot? Should I move my brake bias? Just some of the things that, that I can ramble on, that you're thinking about while you're out there. But right now, Jason Christman doing just that, rambling as best as he can, as he now has the lead over Douglas Ivey, coming up on a lap car, so we'll see how that comes into play. But it's Jason Christman, Douglas Ivey, Zane Bierman, Billy Rickett, and Levi Poland for your top 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lap car is DJ Garner, one of the drivers that was leading earlier tonight and making Brenda happy. But unfortunately, she came back and right into the wreck was DJ, and he's just trying to stay out there in front of the leaders and not go a lap down. But battle for the lead here as Douglas Ivey back to the bottom of the track. And it's kind of funny. Some of these drivers, beginning of the season, and sometimes in the middle of the season if there's still tracks available, but they'll sign up for the pre-race in-race reporter. That's why we talked to Douglas Ivey before the race here tonight. Typically they'll pick a track that they feel good at, and clearly Ivey feels good about Charlotte here tonight. He's had the 33 up front most of the night, and right now 1 and 2, started 1 and 2, so not much has changed if you look at it from the grand scheme of things. But certainly the rest of the field has been shaken, stirred, mixed, tossed, flipped. I mean, anything and everything. But how about the 91, Jimmy? Levi Poland in second. Remember earlier, he wasn't even in the race because his computer kicked him out. He's back.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to him early. Like I said, if anything goes wrong, at least give me the opportunity to fight back. And he's been able to do just that. So, get the internet back in working order. Whether it's getting your kids off to make sure you're not losing bandwidth, whatever it may be. Whatever the situation was there with the 91, but he's back and now on the tail bumper of the leader as it switches again. Because now Douglas Ivey pulling out a slight lead over Christman, and obviously right there in a pack. And Carl, we're talking about the leaders here and whatnot, but who's just kind of drove away from them, and that's Dale Garner Jr. Obviously out there by himself, and was on the lead lap, no longer on the lead lap, so has some work to do. I'm sure he would love to get back up there, but 6 laps down, so plenty of, a lot of work to do in order to be in any sort of contention, but still out there running some quick laps. Looks like Hezzy Hardy is your lucky dog at the moment with only 1 lap down. Robbie Meyer being in one of the incidents not too recently, with nowhere to go, ends up getting on the side of another car. He's 2 laps down, so 53 is not having the night that he would like, for sure. But right now, it's all about the 33 and the 98 as they continue to battle, being followed closely by Levi Poland and Zane Bierman. As much as we talk about him, he is right up there in the top 5. Carl knocking on the door. And then,
Jimmy, get the camera off him right now.
Newcomer, I'm not on him. See, I'm on top of Belton, and Zane's just in the picture.
All right. Well, one thing I do got to say here, Jimmy, is looking back at some of these pit stops here, most of the field came in on lap number 67 and kind of split about 50-50 for drivers that took tires and drivers that didn't. So you would expect that the drivers that took tires make their way up towards the front. You see Douglas Ivey in the front right now, Levi Poland, Zane Bierman, all taking tires here up there in the top 5. But the man that didn't take tires in the top 5, Jason Christman. He is up there hanging with these drivers on older tires. Now, I don't know how much older they are because I don't know when he last came in to take tires, but he came in at least to take fuel on lap number 67, but everyone else took tires, and he's able to hang up there with them. So, could show you, how good he is right now at Charlotte, but is it going to bite him here in the end? Is he going to start losing positions here because he's got those older tires? Michael Rakes now trying to move his way back up through the field. He is also another one that didn't take tires on the pit stop on lap 67. Hoy Ledesma Jr. right there in front of your camera here in front of Billy Rickett. It looks like he may have taken 2 tires, maybe just fuel only also for the 44, but Billy Rickett is another one that did not take tires, and I haven't seen him up towards the front lately here in this race, trying to figure out a way to work back through here. But at the very least, knock on wood, we have a little green flag run going.
Yeah, little green flag run going on. Got about 36, almost 35 laps remaining. We're going to be 35 this time by. So, trying to start winding this thing down. And, I don't know how long they can go out here. I know they got quite a bit of fuel, so I'm pretty sure they can stretch out to like 45, at least 45 laps, I think, if not more. So we'll see if there's going to be a set of pit stops before the end of this thing here, as we are coming down to that point. And you talked about tires a little bit, where everybody was at, and maybe somebody like Jason Christman did only take 2 tires, and are these drivers in front of them, do they have 4 left in the pits? Can they come in and take another set, or are they kind of like a better word, assed out? It's just kind of the decisions that they made at with all the cautions going on. And obviously when you get on a green flag run, now your mind starts thinking about those things, like, what do I need to do in order to get to the end? Right now, Douglas Ivey just trying to stay out front and hit his mark, stay in that clean air, as he's being followed closely by Levi Poland, Jason Christman, Zane Bierman. Yes, he's at the top 5, and then Chris Belton is P number 5. Michael Rakes back in 6. Biggest mover of the race right at the moment is Wade Enyart, number 21, sitting in 12th.
Yeah, definitely good on the 21. Wade Enyart got the throw-out paint scheme himself on the car there. Good looking orange paint scheme, Jimmy. Again, another one after your heart for sure. But shout out again to our series sponsors, Kim's Cups and more. Obviously, Kim Enyart, big supporter of not just here, but a lot that we have here on CRN. So definitely want to thank her, and Kim's Cups and more. Check them out on Facebook. Kim's Cups with a K and more. Beyond the Edge and One Vision EMS and Transports for everything that they do. But going back to the man I talked about earlier, Jimmy, the 91 Levi Poland, I don't know. I'm getting some different vibes here tonight. And, the fact that Mike Casey's not here tonight, but, Levi Poland is kind of in a position that Mike Casey typically is in, right up there at the front, running well. He's running a Scooby-Doo paint scheme. Are we going to have a situation where if Levi Poland wins this thing, we take off the helmet and Scooby-Doo style, find out it's actually Mike Casey driving that car?
It's a mystery.
I see what you did there. Well, either way, obviously Levi Poland was in his car last week, and he got the win out there now, looking to go back-to-back. But, big move there from Jason Christman to the inside of 3, just as Poland was thinking about going to the inside. They're side-by-side now for second. But Douglas Ivey still leading the way here tonight, and looking mighty good right now. And it is starting to click the laps off here. We got 30 laps to go here at Charlotte. It's been quite racy here tonight, and you feel bad for these drivers because most of the incidents they were involved in here tonight, nothing they could do. This was netcode at its finest here tonight, unfortunately, but a little bit of a breakaway here. The top 8. Looking right now from 8th place, Billy Rickett looking up front, have broken away by about a little over a second. Tony Brennan leading the next little two-man group with Matthew Scruffy Jordan in at 10th place. And then you got another 2 seconds back to Travis Noble with Andrew Jones and Wade Enyart just outside the top 10. But either way, good little run here for the drivers. And yeah, like Jimmy said, you start to wonder, can they get this thing all the way to the end? Again, most of them pit on lap number 67. Some came in on lap number 71. So are they, kind of just sitting back there? That's Stephen Harris and Zach Peer back there in 17th and 18th. They've been on lap number 71. Maybe they're kind of been a little sneaky out here tonight, and we'll see if it all pays off. And maybe they're going to try and get everybody on some fuel strategy here at the end. But as it stands right now, it is Douglas Ivey out front leading the way.
Oh, 49 goes around. That's Chris Melton. We got another caution here. Stay low. Hold on to it.
No.
Trying to get it going.
Okay.
Definitely let's go back to see what happened there with the 49 and more like that code again. It's just time and time again, and it sucks because these drivers, they want to race, they want to get out there. And exactly, Chrisman was drifting out a bit, but nowhere near would it have been a caution had netcode not come into play. And it sucks because you want to see these drivers have a good run, you want to see what's going to happen. But now, Jimmy, what do? You got to come in for tires, I would think, if you got to set in the pits. We'll find out. If they have tires, they're coming in, and there they come. So the leaders are in, and everybody's following so far. Will anybody stay out? Roy Minor's going to stay out, but everybody on the lead lap so far has come in. And wait for Yule and Harris, and Pierre. So yeah, all the leaders are in. Everybody else is staying out. Easy Hardy will get back on the lead lap. I think he was the lucky dog, along with probably Thomas Osborne, if he decides to stay out. I mean, Osborne was in on lap 96, so yeah, why not stay out?
Yeah, I think Robbie Minor gonna stay out here to get a lap back, as well as trying to see who else it was. I think it was Shane Wheeldon out there staying out to try and get a lap back. And see just some great pit stops here again from the 33 crew. Gets him back out in front. Levi Poland, Zane Bierman, Billy Rickett, and Jorge Ledesma Jr., your top 5. Tony Brennan, Matthew Jordan, Michael Rakes, Andrew Jones, Wade Enyart for your top 10. Jimmy, no questions on this one. Everybody taking 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's 26 laps to go. This is like prime real estate to get a full run. I guess a run for your money on tires. You can, at this point now, Carl, by the time they go back to green, that means they're going to have like 25 laps to go. And you can pretty much just punish these tires for about 20 laps. So obviously, figure maybe 2 laps, then maybe warm them up a little bit, and then just go all out. And I'm hoping the netcode monster stays away for the remaining of the race. And I would probably, if the drivers are out there listening, to just kind of be careful coming off of 4, because it has seemed to be the area where 4 and 2, the coming off the corner where the netcode's been the worst. But you can only tell drivers to slow up so much or be careful, as this thing is coming down to an end. So 25 laps to go. It's going to be Douglas Ivey as your leader with Levi Poland. And then Zane Bierman, Billy Rickett, Jorge Ledesma, Tony Brennan, Matthew Scruffy Jordan, Michael Rakes, and Andrew Jones with James Jones for your top 10. Wait, and you're up there as well with Tanner McAllister, Jason Chrisman, Kent Yule, Chris Melton, Travis Noble, Hezzy Hardy, Zach Pierre, Steve Harrison, Thomas Osborne, all on the lead lap. So 20 cars on the lead lap. The rest of the drivers are Robbie Minor, Bryson Anderson, Dale Garner Jr., Shane Wheeldon, Richard Hartman III, Paul Helms, and Scott Henderson. I know they've maybe cut out a little bit early, but no fast repairs. So no reason to hinder the racetrack. So maybe out there watching right now. So, if you're out there, and sorry that you had bad luck early on, but obviously it's always great to see the drivers come out each and every week here with the 191 Motorsports crew.
Yeah, I'm loving the CRN crew out there as well, and active as usual in the chat. Love to see you keeping an eye on everybody out there. Hope you're enjoying it. Again, hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already, as we are down to 24 laps to go when we get this green flag. Again, it is Douglas Ivy out front, Levi Poland on that front row, back to the Echo Park restart zone, and back to the loud pedal here at Charlotte.
Loud pedal as you watch Douglas Ivy pull away. I'm watching over to the right a little bit to see if everybody's behaving themselves. Looks like we're going to stay too wide from at the moment as we head down the turn on one. We'll take that back. We're back there with Jason Crispin pressing his luck. Going 3 wide there, back there in 11th. So, yeah, gotta be careful, but it makes it work here. And obviously, look at that 3 wide again.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You can see that speed right there, and that's a shame for Wayne Enyart. I mean, it keeps it going straight, but we are going to have a caution on that one. I mean, that was pathetic. I mean, there's nothing you can do there. But, I mean, there's damn near another car width in between the 2 cars there, and I can't blame Jason Crispin on that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's just I'm not mad at the drivers here tonight. I don't want anybody to think at all that I'm mad at these drivers for making these kind of moves or doing this or that. I'm irritated with iRacing. I mean, this is pathetic at this point. I mean, you cannot have a race this bad with netcode. I mean, that is horrible right there.
That was probably one of the worst netcodes I've seen in quite some time. I mean, like you said, I got a good almost car, full car, about half a car, and obviously, it was a move that was open and it was there, and he was able to put it in there. Yes, it was a 3 wide, but it wasn't like door banging. It wasn't like Jason went in there and smashed the side of Wade, but that's what that's actually obviously appeared like on the screen with nobody there. So just kind of ghosts getting checked up on the wall. That just stinks. I hate to say that for Wade, and as he was having almost top 10 run going on right there. So just it stinks for the number 21. So and that's not something you like to see ruin somebody's race, and it's late in the race now, so it's does he have a fast repair? Can he get back out there? Does he have a chance to still maybe get back up there to the top 10? There's a lot of things going on. He's worked so hard all race to get up there in that position, and for netcode to kind of take it away from him is just stinks. And obviously drivers out here trying to get this thing finished, and if it wasn't for Daniel Bingston being the steward up there and calling these cautions, yeah, possibly could have been not even under caution. So yeah, I mean, shout out to Daniel out there. We haven't said it lately enough, as I'm sure some of the drivers love him up there. Some of them do not, but he holds the drivers accountable, calls them cautions that are needed out here, clears black flags, and does all that stuff. It's all on his shoulders. I know he has a little bit of help up there, but sometimes there's probably still a lot of guidance going on, and to make those split-second decisions. Hopefully he has some kind of tools up there to use to call them cautions, or at least be able to view that stuff. Maybe he's watching topside like blimp. If I switch to like the blimp view, you can go like really far up. You can change your camera way out, and everybody's like a micro car, but at least you can see if something happens, be able to call caution and kind of get everything under control. But they do have certain, I think it was a while ago, there was a box. It was called admin box. Never got one. I was always curious how it worked, but it's supposed to make life a lot easier for some of those drivers out there that to like to do race control. But lights are off on the pace car, Carl. They're heading down the backstretch. Douglas Ivy is still your leader with Levi Poland, Billy Brickett, Zane Bierman making up your first 2 rows. Getting down into that 20 laps to go. Who's going to be your winner? Who do you guys have for the finale or the finish of this race?
I'm kind of wondering too, when we seen the incident right there with Jason Crispin getting involved, wondering what happened on the pit stop for him, because the pit time for 4 tires for most drivers is anywhere from 14 and a half to 15 seconds. But Jason Crispin, who was at the front of the field when they came into the pit stop, he's fallen back through the field because of the pit stop. 29 seconds flat for his pit time. So I'm wondering if he have repairs to get done, or maybe want to scarf down an ice cream real quick while he's in there. But either way, put him back in the field. We'll see if he gets through the field here at the end. But everyone's going to have to get around Douglas Ivy as he heads him back to the restart zone, back to the lap pedal here one more time at Charlotte. And we are down to 20 laps to go.
Yeah, 20 laps to go, and hopefully we can get through these green. But Netco's not playing nice here tonight, and it's definitely going to make things interesting coming out of that final corner for a win. As you see some close side-by-side action going on the backstretch. Doesn't seem like Netco's too bad in those areas, Carl. It's literally coming out of the corners, and a 4 and 2 is where they've been huge. And
it's like turn 3 to turn 1. It's really worked bad. I don't know if it's the crowd taking some extra graphics away from people or what the case is. It sucks. And again, I don't want anybody to make it seem like I'm mad at the drivers. This isn't the driver's fault here tonight, but it is getting pretty racy here. Billy Rickett, we talked about him. He was kind of falling back through the field, had to figure out a way to get back up there. He's gotten back up there, but Levi Poland sideways. Almost saved it, but Tony Brennan gets involved here. And Steve Harris almost hits the water barrels at the end of pit road. But we're going to have another caution here, and that was a heavy one there for Chris Melton's going to pick up a meatball. Levi Poland and Zach Peer are going to pick up a meatball in this one. You see right there, a little bit of a checkup kind of mid-corner, and then a big impact for both the 91 and the 65 for sure.
Yeah, I'll go up with the 91 here because Levi Poland here on this one here, this is where it starts. So we get up front is obviously Wade trying to get out of the way. Net code right there off the 44. And Levi
that was as bad, if not worse, than the last one.
And gets a second dose of net code. He's able to catch it, but 55 checks up not to get into him. 65 is not able to slow up fast enough. 65 and the 18 get together. 65 gets up into the wall. Gets some net code off of that car down there and off of Michael Rakes. And so 65 continues to go around. 49 might have got a little bit of damage there, but I think everything else kind of leveled out.
Which I don't see a meatball is worth of damage here on the 49s. I'm guessing that was a net code meatball there as well.
Net code.
Yeah. So it sucks for these drivers because you can't race. You can't have. I'm not saying they're not having fun. I'm sure they're having fun out there, but you can't really have the fun that you want to have out there and driving a good race here and getting a good 40-50 lap run in here because Netco just keeps coming into play over and over and over again here tonight. But either way, we're going to wrap this thing up here pretty soon. We're down under 20 laps to go. When we get this thing back to green, should be around 15 laps to go. Billy Rickett has moved his way back to the front. So we have not just one, but 2 wins in a season for the 7. Is the Red Baron going to come through here tonight and pick up the another win here on the season and become the 3rd driver to win 2 races here?
I know you're calling him out now, so I don't know.
Listen, if you can screw Zan Baron over, screw Billy Rickett over.
Well, Carl, I think after tonight's race, if somebody doesn't pick up the sponsor, press your luck with the whammies on the top for the Netco Demons, because that's what the drivers are out here doing, trying to race and have a good time, and I'm sure they're going in the corner saying no whammy, and here comes Netcode and just laughing all the way, and I can hear the giggle or the laugh that the whammy used to get there when the customer, the contestant would hit the button and the whammy would come across the board and take away all their money. It was obviously a show from quite a while ago, but it would be very fitting for the throwback schemes here tonight.
mean, the netcode's so bad tonight that I'm surprised that drivers didn't get spun out in solo qualifying tonight from other drivers. It's freaking insane.
From the pace car.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised the pace car isn't doing any kind of damage out there. The pace car hasn't yet to get any kind of netcode, so I don't know. I know Renee roots for the pace car sometimes. It's the safest car out there right now. It's the only one that hasn't gotten screwed over yet tonight. But either way, again, Billy Rickett's going to lead him back to the green. Douglas Ivey up there in front.
How many caution laps before the pace car runs out of fuel?
He probably has the most laps led here tonight, unfortunately. Definitely keep an eye on that. Definitely keep an eye on that 44 right there of Hoyle Desmond Jr. up there now into third. We're going to go back up through the field. And Jason Crispin now out there in fourth position. We know he's got a fast number 98 to put it on the pole, and he was fast even when he had older tires compared to everyone else at the front. Also, we see the 23. Looks like the old Bill Jarrett number 88 quality care machine up there now into fifth. Scruffy starting to make a late charge here. You got Zane Bierman on the outside of him in the top six as we head back to the restart zone. And we're back to racing here at Charlotte.
Get things going here as they're back under green here with 15 laps to go. Billy Rickett down the inside, Douglas Ivey on the outside. And then you got Jorge and Jason Crispin up there as well. Scruffy making a run here late, trying to get in there. Started up there at P number 7, found his way back in the back of the pack, getting involved into something. And slowly but quietly has made his way back up here. And see the 44 checking up there for the 33, but we're still too wide. Leaving turn number 4, and get some bumping going on in the back.
May not have survived that one, and Michael Rakes looks like he's going to go off track. Some more heavy incidents here. I'll have to take a look back and see what brought this one out. It definitely looked like it was a hard impact coming off of turn number 4 with Ken Ewell. And it looks like we're going to have Tony Brennan, Thomas Osborne, Ken Ewell, Bryson Anderson, and Shane Wheeldon all picking up a meatball on this one.
Yeah, and this is with Shane Wheeldon. I mean, they were going to come together anyways, 62 and 83, but net code just all over the place, and that you can see Ken Ewell there just going around. But we'll go on board with Ken, kind of see where this thing kind of stemmed from here. Yeah, so you can see. No, I don't know if that was net code on that one.
No. Before that, he came off of turn number 4 and hit the wall. That's what slowed him up.
Right there.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was net code that sent him out there towards the outside. I don't think so. Looks like just maybe overdrove the exit and got into the wall, slowed him up, and eventually bounced him off right in front of Michael Rakes. Not much Rakes could do there unless he was backing out plenty early to avoid that. And almost saved it here, but then, a little bit of netcode contact. Why not? Netcode's got to get involved a little bit in this incident. And right there, looks like Harris where to go on that one as Rakes goes through the grass. And we're going to bring out a late caution. I guess this one, we can't officially blame on netcode. It looked like it was just Ewell maybe overdriving a little bit coming off the corner. So maybe an actual caution on this one. But
he's probably hoping we called it a cut. When you see some drivers here still trying to get in their pits, their jacked up cars, 83, they're trying to sling it in there, and see tires going up, but no fast repair for the 83, so he's gonna have to sit there for a while. He's got some pretty major damage there for that car. And at this point, there is drivers sitting in the pits just trying to maybe get things done out there, maybe get out there and at least finish. I mean, we have so many cars in the pits. You look at the board here, you have Melton, Rakes, Osborne, Ewell, Enyart, Pierre, Anderson, Wheeldon, and Helms, all in the pits. And, these are points, they're all one lap down. And now they probably want to get as much damage repaired as possible and come back out here. So right now the cars are on the backstretch. Other cars are in the pits trying to get as much damage fixed. They have enough time to escape from the pits, get out there, come back around, maybe get in there a little bit, another 10-15 seconds worth of damage, and then get back out on the track. So they're trying to do the best they can with only 12 laps to go and save this thing to kind of stop the bleeding of maybe losing points. We do have your biggest mover of the race taking advantage of everything tonight and been kind of quiet. And I really don't want to bring his name up, but Andrew Jones up 18 spots, Carl. I mean, all the way up to P number 8 at the moment, and just kind of been able to keep that 3 kind of quiet here tonight. As loud as that paint scheme is, I mean, I think you got every single color of the rainbow on there on that Awaken machine, and it stands out, and just nothing's been around it here tonight. But we'll just knock on some wood for the number 3 here, but doing a good job of being able to stay out of trouble here tonight and being able to kind of put himself in a position here for a good finish. But even Steve Harris, you know, we've seen the 12 kind of get involved, but still working on up 10 spots, sitting in 12th at the moment, just kind of surviving, not going a lap down. So just kind of whatever damage or whatever he's kind of endured the night, has been able to kind of keep it there on the lead lap. There is 14 cars up on the lead lap. Your last car on the lead lap is the 49, and he's hauling some booty around the turn number 2 right now, trying to catch up back to the field. You can see some heavy right front damage on that 49, so hopefully he's not down power. Might be able to use some of that drafting that we've seen here tonight to maybe give himself a decent finish, or maybe work himself in the top 10. But your leader is going to be Billy Rickett for the restart of this thing, with Douglas Ivey, Jason Christman, Jorge Ledesma, Zane Bierman for your top 5. That's Jordan Tanner, McAllister, Andrew Jones, Travis Noble, and Easy Hardy for your top 10 as they go get pace cars in and get ready to go back to green.
Yeah, shout out there to Andrew Jones running the old school Dale Earnhardt Peter Max All-Star car from 2000. As that's a definitely an iconic one. I know I've seen some other painters pull that one off as well, but really good job there for Andrew Jones. But I mean, I can't even begin to think who may win this race, because it has nothing to do with speed here tonight. It has 100% to do with what we talked to Douglas Ivey about before the race, and that's luck. You need to have luck here tonight to not get netcode. I mean, I'm just getting word right now, Mike Casey just got taken out from netcode. He's not even in the race here tonight. Ricky Renner just got taken out. He doesn't even run in this league. That's how bad the netcode is here tonight.
I mean, I wouldn't imagine, but obviously it does seem if you're on the outside is where the netcode has seemed to happen. So I guess be forewarned being on that outside.
If somebody gets to the inside of you, I mean, what do you do? Just take to the wall, because you're going to hit it eventually anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
You're going to get thrown into it. So I guess just, somebody got to the inside of me. All right, I'll bend it to the outside wall.
Right.
It's insane, but we got 3 wide action here. Seems like, not gonna win. It seems like turn number 1 and 2 have been okay. It's really, again, from turn 3 all the way through the quad oval is where the issues have been here tonight. But it's been mighty racy once they do take the green flag. Billy Rickett still in the lead, trying to hold off Jason Christman, Douglas Ivey, as Rake's trying to find a way to get through the field here and get up there and battle it once again, as he's back there in 10th place right now. He's been a car that's been up in the top 5 most of the night, but has to fight his way back through after getting involved in the incident. Almost contact there between Ivey and Christman at the front. Bierman and Noble still in the top 5 as expired, looking to try and get 2 cars here in the top 5 for the finish. As we head back to the line, we got 6 laps to go here at Charlotte.
6 more laps to get around here and to survive the whammy button. And Douglas Ivey down to the inside. Jason Christman trying to take away P number 2, maybe run down to the Rickett.
We got the 30 around of Hezzy Hardy. I was afraid to kind of talk about him because Jimmy mentioned he was up in the top 10. He quietly moved himself up into the top 10, and now unfortunately he's facing backwards here and going to go back towards the back of the field as he gets spun back around. And we'll have to rewind it and see what happened here to the 30. This is in turn number 1, and it looks like maybe some contact there from the 18 of Rakes heading into 1. We'll see if it was actual contact or not.
Looking at
and
the
Jimmy,
line.
now,
Nope.
why would it be contact? Why would there be actual contact between 2 drivers here tonight?
I told you the car on the outside is going to get the netcode. I'm not lying. Every car has been on the outside and gets kicked around. And do with what the information as you will if you're listening and you're driving.
And then big impact there.
Oh, Hartman hit him hard.
Yeah, I think we may need a
Oh,
one
right
vision
in front of Garner.
on this one. And does a little spin on the hood of the 31 a couple times, and 31 looked like he was trying to get by a couple times. Like nope. And Jimmy, how does the 31 not have a meatball flag? Well, okay, there we go. I guess the hood popped back on, and somehow a car looks barely damaged. So, heck of a job there, I guess, from the 31 of Garner Jr. But my God, this is as funny as it looks for Hezzy Hardy trying to get back in the pits there. It's sideways. This has not been funny at all here tonight. And again, I feel for the drivers. There's really nothing they can do at this point. It's just a horrible race when it comes to netcode. I mean, Mike Casey's not here. We can blame him. Maybe it's Casey set it up, and maybe there's a setting.
Ghost car.
Maybe there's a setting in netcode when it comes to set up these sessions that I don't know about that says that the cars have a bigger bubble around them this time. So if you get anywhere close to that bubble, it's going to take somebody out. But it's just I'm running out of words for it. It's friggin' horrible that these drivers have to deal with this.
Yeah, we are down to 13 cars still in the lead lap, and it does look like Hezzy Hardy was able to get that black, or at least the meatball gone. It does have a black flag at the moment. But a bunch of cars down in the pits right now, maybe trying to still get some damage repairs. Yeah, Robbie Minor out there getting a lap back, so that's good for him. I mean, back on the lead lap, it looks like, and up in P14. So, with the amount of drivers that have won so far this season, you want to get your best finishes on your worst races, and this by far has been one of the worst netcode races, I guess you want to call it that. It's not on the drivers by any means. It's just, it stinks, and they're out here and enduring this, pretty long race. We've been out here for, getting close to 2 hours that they've been in these cars, so just dealing with the netcode and pacing and pit strategies and trying to stay away from everything. So right now, trying to wrap things up. We're going to have 3 laps to go. This will be, we're going to go in overtime, so I think this is the one of the green-white checkers here tonight. And see Douglas Ivy going down to the inside. Is he low on fuel?
I think he's probably just trying to stay away from the other cars as much as possible. He doesn't want to get netcode under contact. That's my guess.
Maybe.
But at least we are progressing here. We're getting closer to the end. We are giving the fans something to do as well. I mean, the flagman here in iRacing has a name. His name is Barney. That is what iRacing has dubbed his name. The pace car driver did not have a name until tonight. Looks like fans out there in Sierra Nation have named it the pace car driver Nancy. So take that what you will. It is apparently Pacey Nancy out there for the pace car, and Nancy very well could walk away with the most laps led here. So I think Nancy needs to get a bonus point after this, as she is going to pull the pace car back into the pits, and it's going to be back under the control here of Billy Rickett. 3 laps to go here, so an unofficial green-white checkered here to finish this thing off, and Rickett gets a little bit of a slow start there. Ivy trying to push him, and then you got the 70 of Noble trying to push both of them as well, but Jason Crispin hanging around the outside here, going to try and get the run out of the corner. Doesn't have Bierman close enough to help him down the backstretch, and Ivy doing everything he can to push the 7 back to the lead, because you never know when the next netcode is going to come into play, and we get under another caution when we come out of the corner, and white flag is in the air. We are going to have 1 more lap to go here at Charlotte. We finally get to figure out who's going to win, and we still don't know. Heading into 1 and 2, it's side by side. 2 drivers going at it, and that is Crispin on the outside, Rickett on the inside. Who is going to get through to get their win here tonight? Crispin looking for his first win, makes a great move, 3 and 4, dives down to the bottom, and it's going to be enough. Or is it, because Bierman at the last second is going to exercise the demons and break through to get the win here at Charlotte? Shocking the nation, shocking everyone out there, I'm sure, as it is the 55 that is going to sneak through at the end and win it by 0.05 of a second over Jason Crispin. It is going to be Zane Bierman here. Your winner gets his second win on the season. We talked about it, that it looked like maybe Billy Rickett was going to get through and get his second win of the season. It is the driver that, I probably at this point least expected, and you see it here going into threes of fourth place. Rickett overdrives the corner, gets caught up with Douglas Ivey, and Bierman drives right on by the 98. What a finish there. And we'll certainly talk to, and I'm sure.
See? I talked about him. He won.
So he needs to maybe thank us now and stop asking for John.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Zane right there at the end made a good choice to probably seeing what was going on in front of him and decided to go low, as obviously the first three were trying to battle for that final position, and Zane noticed that and was able to go down to the low side and, like I said, do what you will with it down to the inside. We're able to make it stick, make it work, and they cross right here as the winner here tonight. So congratulations to Zane on the win of this crazy netcode race. But we'll go ahead and clear off the screen here, and we'll go ahead and bring up the race results for where your favorite driver might have finished here tonight, and that is going to be Zane Bierman on top in the number 55, winner by only 0.05 of a second over Jason Crispin, and then Billy Rickett back there in third. Jorge Ledesma finishes back and fourth. Douglas Ivey started up there in the front to finishes in fifth. You got Michael Rakes in sixth. Andrew Jones finishes in seventh, so great job there for Andrew. And then you have Travis Noble in eighth. Matthew Jordan finishes in ninth. James Jones in 10th. And you got Chris Melton, Steve Harris, Robbie Minor, Tanner McAllister, Tony Brennan, Wade Enyart, Izzy Hardy, Dale Gardner Jr. for your top 18. Then back in 19th, Zach Pierre, Richard Hartman, Thomas Osborne, Ken Yule, Bryson Anderson, Levi Poland, Shane Wielden, Scott Henderson, and Paul Helms. Again, wanted to say thank you for all the drivers for coming out. Thank you for all the fans that show up. We'll have your finishers here in the booth here shortly as we wrap up here tonight at Charlotte.
I want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything SCR has to offer. Whether you like the racing, the net code, everything else that we dealt with here tonight or not, you got to give it up to these drivers for fighting through and getting this thing done. And certainly for the drivers that were able to somehow finish on the lead lap. But we got looks like two of our top three, because Jimmy, we don't get a chance to talk to Billy because he finishes in third. So no surprise there. Billy will talk to us when he gets win number 2, if and when. But second place here tonight, Jimmy, I'm going to let you take the 98 of Jason Crispin, and he's on a bit of a streak himself. This is second place in a row.
Hey, Jason, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. Copy.
I hope you enjoyed that finish as much as I.
Well, the race, there was at times where me and Carl were a little ticked off at iRacing for all the netcodes that you guys had to endure here tonight. There was moves that you were making, no fault of your own, netcode off your car, send somebody in a wall. It was just pure chaos here tonight. But let's talk about, I guess, maybe the elephant in the room. The number 98's got a pretty solid spot here in the second place. So give us a little rundown of your race and what's leading you to all these fantastic finishes.
I think you all can go ahead and call me Sheldon Creed. I think I've earned it. Second place is great. Again, third week in a row. I'm happy for Zane. I mean, I'm a little annoyed, but I'm happy for Zane. That was just an awesome end of the race there. Me and Billy were just wire to wire, doing as much as we could to out-battle each other. It was up and down race for sure. I messed up my start on the very start of the race, and I felt pretty embarrassed. Sorry to all the viewers. My bad. I may have, ruined your favorite driver's fast repair pretty quickly. But, that was awesome. I can't really say anything else. The net code was a little annoying. That was really the only big drawback of the race. Was they said over the comms there was maybe 1 or 2 cautions for actual incident where it was drivers hitting each other. Everything else was netcode, and I mean that's annoying. It's to be expected with the older build of the Gen 6. Recently it's just gotten worse, but I love racing with these guys. It's so much fun each week, in and out. Again, congrats to Zane. That was awesome. Me and Billy raced great. I love racing Billy, love racing him hard. But yeah, again, congrats to Zane. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's not very often a driver gets a chance to make a run like that and take advantage of the top three battling it out to try to secure a podium spot here. And Zane snags it away from you guys here tonight. But I mean, obviously you did a great job. You've been up and down through the field. Like you said, you had a bad start at the beginning, but it all paid off in the end here. You bring the number 98 and back in second yet again for the third time in a row. So I want to say congratulations. What's that?
I was just saying, got to stack the podium.
You got to stack the podium. So I just wanted to say congratulations, man, and give you some time for any shouts you might have at number 98.
Ooh, again, you guys put on a great broadcast every week. I'm happy to be in a better mood than I was last week. I was a little ticked off last week after the race. It's great every week in and out. It has its hiccups and everything, especially with the new build of the Gen 6, but it's something we're working through. Thank you to Mike for putting on this league. I know I wasn't that happy with him after last race, but he makes all this possible. I couldn't even be on the track doing this if it wasn't for him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys have fun talking to Zane. He was fired up. He had to remind himself to quiet down because his baby was sleeping.
I mean, I'm sure he was. From one extreme to the next. I'm sure Zane is full of emotions, and I'm sure he's got a little bit of time to calm down and collect his thoughts or how he wants to talk to Carl. But man, like I said, just want to say congratulations at number 98 again. Thank you for the shout outs. I really appreciate you coming out here each and every week, and we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Yep, I'll see you boys Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher for the third week in a row, Jason Chrisman. And you got to wonder for Jason, when's he finally going to be able to crack through and get a win here on the season? But the man that did crack through and gets his second win now on the season, the 55 is Zane Bierman. Zane, talked about you a little bit during the race, mainly to the point where I told Jimmy, stop showing Zane Bierman on the screen. Do whatever you can. Do not talk about him. We're clearly a jinx for him because he only wins for John, and it got to the point where, of course, Jimmy showed you for quite a bit, and then while he was on board with you is when you got involved in your wreck, and I immediately blamed Jimmy and said that I'm sure what's going through your mind right now is, where's John? Can John please broadcast on Sunday nights? Well, we're here, and you win.
Take the cameras off of me, baby. It's time. You said that to me in that dirt race the other night. I might just start sticking to road course. I took that personally.
Exactly. Well, listen, I mean, it was an up and down night for sure. And I got to imagine going into turn 3, I would assume you were probably happy with where you were. You were happy with the top 5 after everything you went through here tonight. If things didn't happen like the way they did coming out for turn 4, was that going to be, kind of enough for you given everything that happened here tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I took a meatball on lap 2, so I had all but, counted myself out. And as the race went on, I thought about our friend Terry Jensen and the Heart of Core Award that's being given out this year for not giving up. And I can't think of a better example of why not to than that, because I pitter-pattered around for another 30, 40 laps trying to take a minute of damage repair here, a minute repair there. And I think we got to like lap 40 or 50 or something. I said, boys, I don't have enough time. I got to take my repair now. So I used my fast repair early on. I ended up getting caught up in another one a little while later when I was on fresh tires trying to move through the field. Got stacked up a little bit, so I took some irreparable damage there. And even through the end of the race, I had wheel damage, front end and rear end damage. So, I mean, my 55 Perrier machine was beat up, but the hole opens, you got to go for it.
Absolutely, but it didn't look like that was going to happen. It didn't look like it was meant to be to have you get the win here tonight. But again, you were looking like a top 5 going in to the final corners there into turn number 3, and then all of a sudden, Rickett kind of washed up a little bit. He checks up the 33 of Ivy, and I'm not sure if Chrisman had a moment coming off of turn number 4, what the case was, but he was being slow as well. As soon as you seen Rickett kind of washing up there, was that the kind of the moment where your eyes kind of lit up? You maybe sat up in your seat real quick
Yeah.
and realized, holy crap, this could happen.
Yeah, well, like you said before, after everything that had happened, I was definitely happy with a P5. I told the guys in the chat a little bit ago, I never expected to even be back in the top 10, but yeah, I saw Billy and Doug had a little fender touch, I think, and I hate that for those guys, but that's been me more times than I'd like to talk about. And that, I saw a little bit of daylight, and like you said, it perked me up a little bit, and I knew that, if I couldn't get under Jason, I'd probably have a little bit of a run on him, and I wasn't sure if I'd have enough to use it before we got to the line, but ended up just barely getting a bumper.
Well, listen, I think that the only negative to all this here is for some reason, I don't know what was going on with trading paints for your car. For Jimmy on the broadcast, it's showing the 191 yellow and black car. For me, For me, it's showing the white and black Ford car. So I don't know what the heck's going on for your car. Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe trading paints has got to get all kinds of confused. And maybe that's not Zane Bierman. Let's go ahead and give him a win here tonight. So it doesn't matter either way. You walk through and get yourself a win, and your first win since back in June. It seems like it's been forever ago, but it's only been less than a month. I mean, it feels like for how much you've gone through. You've gone through about a season worth of crap in the past month, but hey, 1 month later you get yourself another win.
Well, I'm trying to keep it clean, like I said, and I know that kind of thing can happen at the end, so I try to keep myself out of it, be patient, and let what happens happen.
Well, listen, buddy, we're coming down to the end of the season. You guys got 3 more races, so still a chance to turn all of this around and maybe finish as the winningest driver here this season. Maybe maybe the points still in play as well as you come in here in 4th. Obviously, Mike Casey not here tonight. Maybe it's a chance for you to come out on top with everything that you've gone through, and certainly would be a major comeback story. But looks like Jimmy did get everything refreshed, and Perrier is now showing on that number 55 car. So now we got the correct paint scheme, and we got the man that definitely needed a win here on the ovals to feel a little bit better as well. So congrats again on the win here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Thanks to you guys as always. Thank my wife. I think my mom tuned in tonight, so appreciate everybody who came by to check out some of these throwback paints. I know this is one we've all been excited for a little while. I've been sitting on this Perrier one for about a month. My friends over at AMR have been keeping the wraps on it until this week. So thanks to him for putting together a cool Formula One paint for me tonight, and really just everybody involved.
Well, I know the baby is sleeping, so hopefully you can go make yourself some crepes to celebrate this one quietly in the kitchen. But either way, take some time to celebrate this one. We'll see you next week and see if you can maybe do the unthinkable and go back-to-back at Homestead.
We'll see what we can do.
That is your winner here tonight, Zane Bierman in the 55. Heck of a finish here tonight. And, I mean, at the end of the day, Jimmy, we damn well deserved a good finish after all this, and the drivers deserved a good finish after this. Not just necessarily Zane Bierman, but all the drivers deserved, to see something good happen here at the end because of all the crap that they went through here tonight. So, again, I apologize on behalf of all the drivers and 191 for the crap show that was tonight, because this was not on the drivers at all, and this was 100% on iRacing, the server. Whatever the case was, if it's the older cars that they use, I don't know. But this was an embarrassment on iRacing side. So hopefully everything gets cleaned up at Homestead, because that's definitely a good fun track to head to next week. And then we'll have Daytona and Las Vegas to end out the season. Next time we'll be on the air. We'll be on Tuesday night for the Core O'Reilly series. So make sure you tune in to that. But for myself and Jimmy from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.
Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide jumps in from outer space. Net code, give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. And men's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night. Engine screaming, fists up tight. Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide jumps in from outer space. Net code, give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pit. a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me off, I won't lift, that'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line, chrome to chrome at the finish line, 191 is racing, don't you cry, if you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it, Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me off, I won't lift, that'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line, chrome to chrome at the finish line, 191 is racing, don't you cry, if you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it, Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. Admin's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight. Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1 chaos, 3 wide.